सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखमाप्नुयात् ओम शांति शांति शांति। Respected Sri Amrita Ghoshi, who just now gave a very inspiring speech. Respected Sri Ramanand Singh, the head of the department. All the respected dignitaries present here, and the professors, faculty members, and my very dear young friends, the future leaders of 2050. By 2050, all of you will become CEO of some company or maybe some leader somewhere, and you will refuse to recognize me. I want you to grow to such a height, but of course I will not realize that time. So I don't have any fear about that. I don't hesitate. Anyway, at the outset, I would like to congratulate the Department of Business Administration, Assam University, for its Silver Jubilee celebration. It's a great thing. 25 years already over. 25 years of very useful existence. So I would like to congratulate the department for its Silver Jubilee, and I have the great privilege of being the first in the city lecture series. I am so happy that I am the first. I also would like to congratulate Assam University. I would like to congratulate all the faculty members, especially the students. You are all very fortunate that you are studying in this beautiful environment, very calm and serene environment. Because the modern scientists say environment plays a very important role in the tranquility of the mind and the concentration of mind, which is very much necessary. Particularly the neurotransmitters, serotonin and morphine, they play a very important part in this tranquility of the mind. So you have plenty of these neurotransmitters here, which will give you tranquility and which will facilitate the tranquility of the mind. Now, the topic that has been given is Management and Leadership Challenges in Globalized Regime, Vision 2050. I don't know what happens 2023. What to talk of 2050. Tomorrow there may be another sort of pandemic, some other form will come, like coronavirus, another virus may come, finish, over. Or by God forbid, if that does not come, if there is a world war, finished. Einstein was asked, what is your opinion about the Third World War? He said, I can't say anything about the Third World War, but I can say something about the Fourth World War. If the Fourth World War will happen, it will be found by stones and sticks. Because during the Third World War, the whole civilization would have gone to complete destruction. In fact, we have got nuclear weapons. All the countries have got, many countries have got. Total over the world, they have got such nuclear weapons. The whole world can be destroyed not once but many times. And now chemical weapons have come, biological weapons has come, and virus has come to destroy us altogether. So we do not know whether we will survive till 2050. If at all we survive, I don't know whether there are some aliens coming to attack us from so many other planets. Now they are discovering new planets. Not only new planets, new galaxies are being invented. But we will not need any attack from any alien. We ourselves will finish each other. Anyway, let us hope, let us be optimistic that we will survive 2050 at least. Now, what happens? He survived in 2050. How will he survive? One of the great historians, British historian, Dr. Arnold J. Toynbee. What does he say? He says the present chapter of the history had a Western beginning, but if the world has to survive from self-destruction in this atomic age, it must have an Indian end. If the whole civilization, the whole world has to survive from self-destruction in this atomic age, it must have an Indian end. And then he adds Emperor Ashoka and Mahatma Gandhi's principle of non-violence and Sri Ramakrishna's principle as to the harmony of religions. These are the attributes and the values which will save the whole world from self-destruction. And we have to evolve a global strategy if we want to save the whole world from self-destruction. So, whether you like it or not, we are going to have globalization. Number one, the communication technology undergone tremendous transformation during last 30 years. So, what we can safely say, we do not know what happens tomorrow, but safely we can say what will happen tomorrow, next 30 years, may be an extension of last 30 years. So, it may not be true. It may be very, very small. But at least, for the let us assume that the extension next 30 years will be an extension of the last 30 years. Last 30 years, what has happened? Globalization has come to stay on economic front. The communication technology has undergone tremendous transformation. The whole world has been regarded as never before. As you know, you're all having mobile, you're all connected, instantly connected through internet. You can talk to your friends in America, Russia, Japan, anywhere, instantaneously through internet. All this has what does it mean? It has become a global village. So globalization has come because of the advancement of science and technology. And this globalization will continue because the technology, now it has come to 5G. I do not know what G will come by that time, 2050. So next year some G may come. Who knows? So I don't know what G will be there at that time. But at least there will be great advancement in science and technology. And there will be more and more, the whole world will be united at least physical level, physical distance. Mentally we may be separate as we are separate today. But physical distance, when Swami Vivekananda started from Bombay on 31st May 1893 for going to America, that time no aeroplane, was going by ship. He reached only after 2 months. In the month of July, he reached Chicago. It took 2 months for him. And I went to Chicago recently and I took the flight morning 4 o'clock. By 12:30, I was in New York. So, physical distance has been eliminated because of this technology. Both communication technology has advanced as well as the other technology is advanced. So, physical distance has been eliminated. What about the mental distance? What about the psychological distance? What about the mind distance between mind and mind? Families are divided. No, the thing is past. Previously, they used to have big family. Now that concept is gone. Now nuclear family. Nuclear family also, husband and wife cannot get together after 2-3 years, there is divorce. Maximum 4 years. So when I went to America, some parents they complained to my children, they do not want to marry. I asked him, why don't you want to marry? The son said, family, We don't want to burn our fingers. Huh? Marrying is burning fingers, but yes, it is burning fingers. My friend married, one friend married, after 2 years he got divorced. Another friend married, after 3 years divorced. So, and the cost of divorce is much more in America because you have to take the help of a lawyer, a very great fees. The cost of marriage is not more. Cost of marriage is more in India, but the cost of divorce is less in India, much more in America. So why to marry and again get divorced and again marry and divorce after the animals are not married, might be married. So it is division. It is division between mind and mind. So we may have globalization, but unless and until we have simultaneously unity of our minds, this globalization is not going to matter, is not going to help us. So that is why there is a beautiful book by Kenichi Ohme. He says in his book, The Borderless World. The name of the book is Borderless World, where he says a time will come when there will be no passport needed, no visa. You can go all over the world. It will be borderless world. He is optimistic about it. And he says our management technologies, our management strategies should be suiting to the needs of this borderless world. This is the vision 2050. We should be in a position to have this management strategies suited to the needs of 2050. Why? Because it will be a borderless world. So, if we want to survive, the principle of ancient India was Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. It is one word, it is one globe. Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. The whole world is one family. This concept has to come. Then only we can survive together. Otherwise, we will get perished together. So, last 30 years can be a yardstick, as I told you, for predicting about the next 30 years. And when we talk about globalization, when it's a global economy, you have to be up and doing. You know, Darwin said, survival of the fittest. But Alvin Toffler says, no, survival of the fastest. Because everybody is moving very fast. And the whole technology is moving very fast. So if you are not fast to that extent, you will be left behind. It's a very crucial competition. And in the borderless world, what we want is it should be the age of not of competition, but it should be the age of cooperation. But that is our wishful thinking. In the meanwhile, we'll have to get prepared ourselves for this fast-moving world. And when we talk, and which companies will survive? The companies which believe in zero defects, which believe in total quality management. And this will come by practicing the principle given in Bhagavad Gita. What is that? Yoga Karmasu Kaushalam. What is yoga? Yoga is efficiency in action, dexterity in action. That will have to come, otherwise it will not survive, it will perish. And another thing, which company will survive that recession? This is an experience that was already there. In 2010, there was a recession, a big economic recession in America. Which companies survived? The companies which practiced honesty. Just now you were hearing about it. The companies, the organizations which practiced honesty, they followed ethical management, they only survived. The rest were wiped out. So in 2050, much before that, we will have to give topmost priority to the power of ethical management. There is a beautiful book, The Power of Ethical Management, by Norman Vincent Peale and Kenneth Blanchard. Kenneth Blanchard, as you know, is the the very popular management expert, and Norman Vincent Peale is the well-known author of the book The Power of Positive Thinking. So Kenneth Silchar and Norman Vincent Peale, they say in that word, you cannot cheat. You need not cheat in order to win. And to work only for profit is like playing tennis with your eyes on the scoreboard rather than on the ball. To work only for profit is like playing tennis with your eyes on the scoreboard rather than on the ball. What happens? 4-0. So you have to have your eyes on the ball and not on the scoreboard. And because you are all going to be the leaders in 2050, what type of leadership is emerging now? The type of leadership that is very prevalent, that is very popular, is servant leadership. This concept of servant leadership was started by Robert Greenleaf, and the name of the book is The Servant Leadership. But as far as for Indians, there is nothing new about it, because Sri Krishna practiced this servant leadership 3,000 years back. Swami Vivekananda practiced servant leadership 125 years back. As you know, Swami Vivekananda started Ramakrishna Mission. Ramakrishna Mission was started by Swami Vivekananda. But what was the name? Name was not Vivekananda Mission. He gave the name in the name of his guru, Ramakrishna Mission. And do you know who was the first president? He did not become the first president. He made his brother disciple, Swami Brahmananda, as the first president of Ramakrishna. He did not take any power. That is servant leadership. Leading by example rather than by precept. Not going for name and fame and power and publicity, but with selflessness. Sirdar, wahi Sardar. Who can become Sardar? Who can become Sirdar? Sirdar means जो सिर दे सकता है वही सरदार बन सकता है. सरदार मतलब पगड़ी वाले सरदार नहीं. Sardar means leader. Who can become a leader? One who can sacrifice. Sacrifice in the past has been the law. It will allow for ages to come. The earth, best and bravest, will have to sacrifice themselves for the good of humanity. These are proper leaders who will sacrifice their power, position, their name and fame and all that, and their self-interest for the sake of leading the whole organization. And that is why authoritative or autocratic type of management will not do. So it is to be a very democratic type of management, and the leadership will be servant leadership. So there was an earthquake in Gujarat. You might have heard about it. 26 January 2001, there was a big earthquake. And as is the custom of Ramakrishna Mission, immediately we started our relief work. And they had a follow-up the relief work. We had rehabilitation project. So we constructed 81 school buildings and 6 colonies as a part of our earthquake rehabilitation project. Out of that, 37 school buildings and 3 colonies were constructed in Fort Bazar. I was in charge of Fort Bazar Center of Ramakrishna Mission at that time. I invited Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. He had not become the president of India at that time. He was a Bharat Ratna. I invited him for inaugurating one of the school buildings in Fort Bazar. While inaugurating the building and interacting with 3,000 students, he gave a beautiful message. You are asked this question, sir, what is the source of your inspiration? Dr. Kalam was asked this question by a student. So Dr. Kalam said, normally I do not leak out this secret, but this is the right place to leak out this secret. And then he said, I was in 8th standard, I was the monitor of my school, and my headmaster told, night you must come 12 o'clock, and all the students should listen to the learning commentary on radio. no TV at that time. 15th August 1947, India has become independent. Let the students hear the running commentary on radio. So he said, I brought all the students, and there was running commentary. At the time, I did not know Hindi, nor we knew only Tamil. So anyway, but we were very happy it has become Hindi. Then Dr. Kalam said, next week, the newspapers, I saw two photographs. One photograph was showing Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru hoisting the Indian flag on Red Fort. I was very happy. By the side was the second photograph. And Dr. Kalam says, that second photograph was my school education, was my college education, and was my life education. And what was that photograph? That photograph was showing when the whole country was rejoicing because of independence. The one person who worked maximum for getting this independence was not rejoicing. He was walking barefooted in the streets of Kolkata, wiping the tears of the people who were made miserable because of the riots. Mahatma Gandhi. Dr. Kalam said that I could understand what is the nobility of leadership, what is the real leadership. Mahatma Gandhi could have become the Prime Minister of India, first Prime Minister. No, he did not take power and position. Not only that, whole country was rejoicing, but he was not rejoicing. He was walking through the streets of Calcutta, wiping the tears of the afflicted people. That is nobility of leadership. And Dr. Kalam himself followed this principle of nobility of leadership, this servant leadership. Because whenever there is any failure in the satellite, he took the discredit to himself. When there was a success, he shared with his playmates. No, I am not responsible. My team members are responsible. He gave the credit to his teammates. But when there was failure, he took the responsibility on himself. That is the real leader. That type of servant leadership. That is what we, in 2050, these types of leaders only will survive and will fight and will make success and will go forward. So this is the servant leadership. Another thing, Sri Ramakrishna said, as long as I live, as so long do I endure. Now this message has to be taken by all the future managers and leaders, because the whole management theories, they are all changing. It is a change management. The strategies are changing, the decisions are changing, the technology are changing, and so you have to be on the toe, and you must learn new things and new things. That is why, in this context, the seventh habit becomes very important. You must have heard the book, you must have read the book. The 7 habits of highly effective people. You gone through it. 7 habits of highly effective. I will not talk about the first 6 habits. Very nice. 7th habit. What is the 7th habit? Sharpening the saw. There was one woodcutter. He was cutting the wood, but because he was cutting the wood from a long time, so the edge of the axe had become thick. The edge was not there, so very difficult to cut the tree without the proper edge. And he was also tired, and still he was cutting the wood. So one gentleman told him, "My dear friend, why don't you take a little rest? You are already so much tired. Why don't you take a little rest and sharpen the saw? And after sharpening the saw, you again go on cutting the wood." You know what reply that woodcutter said? That woodcutter gave the same reply that we give, and the students give to me when I ask them, "Please give the books of Swami Vivekananda." They give me, they have a trump card. What is a trump card? There is the time. No time to read the books of Swami Vivekananda. No time to read the books on self-development. No time to read the books on concentration of mind. No time to read the books on self-development. Why? No time. My dear friend, if you get time to read this book, you will get more time. So, that friend told the woodcutter, if you take a little rest, get yourself renewed, sharpen the saw, you will be able to cut more trees. But he said, no, I don't have time to sharpen the saw. You must get the time to sharpen your saw. You must get the time to sharpen your mind. You must get the time for your self-development. If you do not take time, do not find out the time for sharpening your saw, for sharpening your mind, for your self-development, you will be left behind. You cannot become the leader of these rules 50. Sharpening the saw is very important. You have to have the lesson on time management. You must know there is a bank which deposits 86,400 rupees, 86,400 rupees in your account in the morning. Whatever money you utilize, it is yours. If you don't utilize, it is gone. Next day, again 86,400 rupees are deposited. It cannot be carried forward. So what you should do, try to utilize each and every. What is this? This is time deposit. Every day in the morning, 86,400 seconds are deposited in your account. Anybody getting less? Tell me. 24 hours? You are getting 24 hours? You are getting 24 hours? Mahatma Gandhi got 24 hours. Swami got 24 hours. Prime Minister gets 24 hours. Everybody gets 24 hours. Anybody getting less? 86,400 seconds are deposited. Whatever second utilize, that is yours. Another gone. It cannot be carried forward. Next day again, 86,400 seconds. Try to utilize each and every second. And from that, take some time to sharpen your saw, to sharpen your mind, to develop yourself, to develop your faculty, to develop your faculties. Another thing that has come from last 30 years is that stress management has become very important. According to Chicago-based Research Corporation, 40% of companies in America are now having regular courses on stress management. Regular courses. Many companies. In India also now the same trend has come, and many companies are having regular courses on stress management. And the Western models of stress management are not working. What are the Western models of stress management? You know, the Western psychologists, they say, you know, why the stress is coming? Because when you curb your emotions, when you are not able to express your emotions, they go into the subconscious mind and they create stress, and then from there comes the strain. So what you should do? You should open your emotions, open your mind. You should express your feelings. My God, yeah, if I express my feelings, I will lose my job. Because when the boss was coming out of his house, his wife gave a nice thrashing. So, but he could not reply because otherwise the wife will go away. What to do? So he pocketed the result and he was bubbling within his anger. So after coming to the office without any reason, he just went on firing his subordinate. Now, the subordinate also wants to reply in the same coin. He knows also how to reply in the same coin, how to claim it in the same coin. But he is the boss. So he pocketed his result. That is because he could not express his feelings. That goes into his subconscious mind. And then it gets stress and it gets strain. So the psychologist says, no, you must express your feelings. My God, if I express my feelings, I will lose my job. If I express my feelings, my boss. Don't worry, we have got a solution. What is the solution? Go to the market and purchase voodoo dolls and head diaries and punching bags and come back to your house. Close the doors and windows of your room and put the voodoo dolls on your table. Now, write down the name of your boss or your wife or your mother-in-law, whoever you want to put stress on. And then there are peas available. Black peas are available for injury. Blue peas available for serious injury. And if you want to murder your boss, red peas also available. Just give a red pea. Boss is dead. Murdered. And you can have a nice thing without any tranquilizer. But unfortunately, these methods are not long-term methods. Because next day morning you see again the boss is sitting on the chair. What will you do? Night you murder him in your room. and you had a nice sleep. But next again the boss is sitting on the chair. So these methods, Western models of stress management are not working. That is why now they are coming to meditation and yoga. Meditation and yoga, why they are coming? Why? When the Prime Minister of India, he gave a proposal to the United Nations General Assembly on 20th of September, the 21st June should be celebrated as International Yoga Day. Normally it takes 2 to 3 years, but on 12th of December 2014, within 4 months, United General Assembly passed the resolution. Not with majority, no, unanimously. Out of 198 countries, 178 countries were present. Not a single country opposed. Unanimously it was passed, and 21st June every year now is celebrated as International Yoga. How it came? Because people have known for stress management, yoga and meditation are compulsory. In fact, the Time magazine says that now a big virus is coming. The name of that virus is meditation virus. And a time may come when the activities will have to show the certificate. Have you passed the course on meditation and yoga? Okay, then in, otherwise out. A time is coming. It is becoming part and parcel of managerial effectiveness, managerial efficiency. If you have to stay, you have to stop being burned out. A lot of burning out is there in the modern management field. That is why this meditation and yoga is becoming very, very important. Another thing, management means normally 4 M's. What is that? Management means management of materials, that is materials management. Management of finance, financial management. Management of money, management of materials, that is materials management. Management of money, financial management. Then management of machines, production planning and control, and management of man, that is personnel management. What they call is HRD, human resource development management. But what about management yourself? Management of the mind. So this M is becoming very important. What is that? Management of mind. And when it comes to management of mind, because of 3 reasons. Why? One is EQ is becoming very important. Emotional quotient, emotional intelligence. The capacity of controlling your anger, controlling the ego, controlling the envy, controlling the jealousy, these emotions, to guide them towards the proper direction. This EQ, Daniel Goleman made a research in 1991 and said EQ is more important than IQ, emotional intelligence. So for emotional intelligence also you want management of mind. For stress management also you want management of mind. And one more thing is there. Most of the youth are lacking in one particular aspect. Whenever I go all over the country talking to the youth, during the question answer session, one question will be always this one. What is that? Concentration of mind. That is a big problem. Even for the managers executive also, this question persists. There are many reasons. Our mind has become very, very fluctuating. It is too much agitating, and when you go for study, mind is running here and there. That is why concentration of mind is very important. So that is why Ralph Waldo Emerson, American thinker, say the secret of success in trade, in war, in every management of human affairs is the concentration of mind. And Swami Vivekananda said, if I have to do my education again, I will not learn the present system of education. First, I will learn how to control my mind, how to concentrate my mind. Information I can have by will. I can go to the library and get all the information. Now, of course, you need not go to the library, go to Google search, click, and you get all the information. So, Swami Vivekananda says, education is not the amount of information that goes into your brains and runs and digests all your life. Education is being and becoming. More importantly, Swami Vivekananda says, if I have to do education again, I will undergo First of all, I will learn how to control my mind, how to concentrate my mind, and then the information I can have faith. He had so much of concentration, and yet he wanted more concentration. How much he had? I'll give you two examples. You know that I am coming from Rajkot. This is one of the branch centers of Ramakrishna Mission, which was started by Swami Vivekananda after returning from America in 1897. He went to Parliament of World Religions in Chicago in 1893. For 3.5 years, he preached Vedanta, gave the lecture of Vedanta to the Americans, and came back and to the British people. In 1897, he came back and established Ramakrishna Mission. There are 265 centers all over the world, 65 abroad, 200 in India, including one in Silchar. We have a center in Silchar, also in Kalingan, about 7 centers in Assam. So the headquarters is in Belumat, near Kolkata. So when you go to Belumat, our headquarters, beautiful campus, just by the side of the river Ganges, there is a beautiful temple of Sri Ramakrishna, very big temple. Just behind that, there is a 2-story building. On the first floor of that building is a room in which Swami Vivekananda used to stay. And that room has been preserved as it is. If you go, you feel as if Swami is still there. His chair, his table, his turban, his clothes, his stick, his musical instrument, everything. You feel as if Swami is still there. In the same room, Swami Vivekananda passed away into deep meditation and entered eternal meditation. He passed away on 4th July 1902 at the age of 39 years. I am talking about a few days before that. Swamiji was reading a book. The name of the book is Encyclopedia Britannica. You know, many volumes, big volumes. At that time, his disciple came. The name of the disciple is Silchar Chakravarti. And he writes in his diary that as I went there, Swamiji was reading the book and all the volumes were spreading on the floor. Swamiji was reading. So he asked Swamiji, say, Swamiji, so many volumes, it will take 4 lifetimes to read all these volumes. Swamiji said, what do you say? Only 2 days back these volumes have come. I have already completed 10 volumes. And now I am reading the 11th volume. What? Within a few days, you read so many big volumes, 10 volumes? I can't believe. Swamiji said, don't believe? Okay. From these first 10 volumes, you ask any question that you want to. And the disciple asked many questions, and Swamiji replied all the questions and correct reply. Sometimes quoting the very language of the book. And the disciple was very much astonished. He said, Swamiji, this is a miracle. Swami says, this is not miracle. What is this? Power of concentration of mind. If your concentration of mind, 10 hours study can be in 1 hour. Many students ask me, Swami, how is it possible? 10 hours study in 1 hour. I think it is not possible. It is possible because at present we are doing 1 hour study in 10 hours. Isn't it? You take the book in your hand and your eyes in the book and mind. कल वो देखा वो हीरो जा रहा था विलेज के पीछे उस रास्ते ज्यादा जल्दी पकड़ा उसके साथ ज्यादा पहले थे कितना पेज निकल गया कहाँ से हीरो आ गया विलियन आ गया चलो फिर से पढ़ो होता है कि मेरे को मालूम है सर आई नो सीक्रेट ऑफ ऑल दिस स्टूडेंट्स सो at present we are doing 1 hour study 10 hours so when we get concentration of mind 10 hours study and not only study success in everything in music in sports in studying everything when Swamiji went to America second time I'm not talking not first time he went for parliamentary elections he was 3.5 years there but that time he did not go to the western coast again 1899 he went there at the request of the devotees this time he went to the western coast in California is a beautiful place the name of the place is Camp Taylor and when he went to Camp Taylor there is a small river there beautiful river it's still there and there is a wooden bridge now the wooden bridge has been converted into a concrete bridge but that time Swamiji's time it was a wooden bridge and Swamiji at that time he saw when he was crossing the river on the wooden bridge he saw 4 cowboys trying to shoot at the axes that were floating in water eggshells, not eggs. There was a string, and there were 12 eggshells in that string, and that string was floating in water. And these cowboys, they were trying to shoot at the eggshells that were floating in water, but their shots were going in vain. So Swamiji, he observed for some time, then he could not help smiling. And these four cowboys became very much annoyed. What? You are laughing at us? Is it a small job to shoot at the eggshells that are floating in water? Okay, we give you the challenge. Let us see how we do it. They handed over the gun to Swami. What to do? Now he took up the gun, aimed at the eggshells. But. 12 eggshells gone in 12 shots. And these cowboys become, Swami, how long we are practicing? We are practicing for 5 years. We could not do it. How long you are practicing? Swami said, my dear friend, I am holding the gun for the first time. Huh? First time. And you shoot all the eggshells. That is miracle. Swami says, this is not miracle. What is this? Power of concentration of mind. If your concentration of mind, 10-hour study can be done in 1 hour. 12 eggshells gone in 12 shots. Everything, every sphere of life, you get success if your concentration of mind. Now the $1 million question is how to get concentration, isn't it? So I will give a small equation. C is directly proportional to P, where C is equal to concentration of mind and P is equal to purity of mind. Purer the mind, greater is the concentration of mind. Swami Vivekananda will give this equation. Purer the mind, greater is the concentration of mind. And for purity of mind, you must take pure intake, and you should avoid impure intake. Less of internet, chatting, cheating, both are going together nowadays. Don't laugh. I am a first aid experience. I'm a first aid experience. Somebody has told me how she suffered because of internet chatting and internet cheating. Then for counseling, then she's still alive. When I told her, don't go for this foolish things. Anyway, gone is gone. But it is happening. Internet cheating going together. You have to be very careful. Whatever it is, you have to have judicious use of the social media. Social media is not bad. I am also on social media, but you must know how much and what and how much. Both the things must answer properly. Then it is okay. So management of mind is becoming very important in the field of management leadership, and it will be much more so in 2050. Another thing, because of the latest technology, now they have discovered S2. Dana Zohar, she is a professor in Oxford University. She has written a book. The name of the book is SQ, Spiritual Intelligence, the Ultimate Intelligence, where she says neurologically, physiologically, biologically, psychologically, from every point of view, there is a concluding evidence. There is something called SQ, which is the basis of both IQ and EQ. What is IQ? Intelligence quotient. IQ will tell you how to play the game of. What is EQ? Emotional quotient, emotional intelligence. EQ will tell you how to play the game of life under changed circumstances with changed strategies. And what is SQ? SQ will tell you why to play the game of life. Why should play the game of life? What is the purpose of life? What is the meaning of life? This is what will be told by SQ. There's a beautiful Zen story. A horse was galloping at full speed, and somebody asked, "Hey, where are you going?" And the person said, "Ask the horse, because I am not taking the horse, horse is taking me." So we are not leading a life, life is leading us. Where are you going? I do not know. All are going after career development. I am also going after career development. All are going after this direction. I am also going this direction. So I am just like a flock of sheep. We are all going. We do not know what is the purpose of life. As we will tell you what is the meaning of life, what is the purpose of life, and that is going to define 2050. The managers and executives, the leaders who have got high development of S2 along with EQ and IQ, they alone will get success, and along with success, long-term success, not only long-term success, long-term happiness and long-term peace. And you must understand, happiness industry, the fifth largest industry in the world, is going to be the greatest and the biggest industry in 2050. Everybody wants happiness. Everybody under depression, everybody under tension, everybody under stress, everybody wants happiness. Nobody is happy. Why? Because the source of happiness is within and we are searching outside. That is the purpose. So Dana Zohar gives a beautiful example. By the side of the Mexican coast, there was a management consultant who was sitting on the shore, and at a little distance was a boat, and a fisherman was sleeping in the boat, and it was afternoon. And so this management expert said, "Hey, what are you doing? Why are you not fishing? This is afternoon." And the fisherman replied while in the sleeping posture. He said, "Sir, you know what happened? In the morning I got a very big catch. So I sold that fish and I got a lot of money. And that is enough. That is enough. My quota of earning money is over. And so I am enjoying." What? Is there any quota system here? You must earn more money. But what will I do with more money? Already my need is over. Okay, why? You should deposit. Deposit? You never heard the word deposit. Yes, open a bank account and deposit. Then go on depositing, and you get enough deposit, you purchase another boat. When you purchase another boat, you will get still more money. What to do with that money? Again deposit. Then you get deposit, go on deposit and get the third boat. Like that, go on purchasing boats and go on fishing, and go on getting money. Then what happens? You become CEO of a multinational company. Then you move your headquarters from Mexico to New York and open branches all over the world. Then naturally, when you open branches all over the world, you have to fly. You fly, and then naturally there will be blood pressure. Naturally there will be heart problem, and naturally when after that 3 bypass surgeries are there, and the doctor says no more, then you sell the company and come to me. I'm an investment expert from Harvard. I will tell you where to invest the money and how to invest the money. And when you invest like this, then every month you will get this income, and you will be able to sit nicely without any tranquilizer. And sir, I was sleeping without any tranquilizer. It is you who woke me up. For sleeping nicely in such a roundabout process, Dana Zohar says, this fisherman has got low IQ, doesn't know how to make money. This management expert has got high IQ, he knows how to make money. But this fisherman has got high SQ, he knows the purpose of life is happiness and peace. But this management expert has got low SQ, doesn't know what is the purpose of life. It is not a wisdom to waste your first 50 years of life and your health in getting wealth, and next 50 years is regaining and regaining that wealth, regaining that health, you waste wealth, which does not come. The health does not come back. That is not a wisdom. So Dana Zohar says, SQ is very important. What is the purpose of life? Why we are here on this earth? What we have to achieve? We have forgotten about it, like that same story. So this SQ is going to be the most important thing in the life of management leaders, management experts, leaders, and all the managers in 2050. Another thing, about 1% of people in the world are having 72% of the wealth of the whole world. Can you imagine? They are suffering from consumerism. They are suffering from affluenza. You know, Oxford Dictionary has got added one more word, affluenza. Not influenza. Influenza we sometimes get. It's not influenza, it's affluenza. Affluenza comes to affluent people, don't worry. It doesn't come to you. It will not come. It comes to only affluent people. What is affluenza? Affluenza means now in America, the parents have started affluenza resistant society to protect their children from affluenza. Affluenza is the children go there and they want more shoes, more dresses, more mobiles, more cars. The more they get, more they want. They become prey of neurosis. then they become schizophrenic, and then they commit suicide. So, in order to protect them, they take them to the village side, rural side. You see, these people do not have even one car, and still they are happy. And you have got 3 cars, want more cars. Like that, they are trying to protect their children, reducing the pocket money and all that. Affluence has come to India also. There is one case, one there was in Haryana, maybe somewhere in Haryana. One boy on his birthday, he wanted a gift from his father, Jaguar. But his father gave him Mercedes Benz. And he was so angry, he just threw that Mercedes Benz car into the sea. So in America, newspaper said, so far we are telling the children, do not waste food, because in India, the children are not getting food. Now we have to say the different thing. We have to tell the children, if you want Mercedes Benz car, go to India. They are throwing away Mercedes Benz into the sea. This is the change that has come to India, 5th largest economy in the world. It is going ahead. But this has come. Even in India, some people are suffering from affluence, consumerism. And this is because of what has happened. Some people do not have anything to eat, and some people are suffering from affluence. What is the solution? Solution was given by Swami Vivekananda 125 years back. Wonderful solution was given. And Swami Vivekananda was in Chicago after delivering his historic speech. At the time, the richest person of the world was John D. Rockefeller, the emperor of petroleum industry, as you know. John D. Rockefeller at that time was going through a very bad patch of mental stress. He was the richest person, of course, but he was going terrible pressure, and all his hair had gone, he had become bald, he had become emaciated, he was on the verge of death. And when his friend said, "Take my friend's house, one Indian yogi has come, why don't you go and take his advice so that you can get peace of mind?" What? I have to go to a beggar for getting peace of mind? No, I will not do. We are all beggars. We live on charity. So I will not go to a beggar. And he did not go. But one fine morning, suddenly what happened? Rockefeller came to the place where Swamiji was staying, and he called the bell. The butler opened the door. He went inside. Swamiji was not in his drawing room. So without being announced, he entered the study room of Swamiji. And Swamiji, as you know, he had led a tremendous power of concentration. He was so much engrossed in his study, he did not notice Rockefeller has come. So Rockefeller, he knocked at the table. Then Swamiji looked up. And Rockefeller said, "I am Rockefeller." Swamiji said, "Swamiji, what do you want?" Rockefeller was not prepared for this type of treatment. Rockefeller means the president of America would get up from the seat, and here is the beggar sitting and asking, "What do you want?" He was very much annoyed. "I don't want anything." Swamiji asked, "Why have you come?" Now he had no reply because he had come without invitation. Then Swamiji started many problems of Rockefeller which no one else knew except Rockefeller. Then Rockefeller was very much astonished. "Who has told all this to you?" Swamiji smiled. "Do you think it's necessary? I can see through your mind as I can see through a glass better." Then Rockefeller was nonplussed. "By God, he has come to know all my secrets." Then Swami Vivekananda said, "My dear Rockefeller, I will give you a piece of advice. Remember, you are not the owner of your wealth. You are only custodian of your wealth given to you by the Lord. Utilize this money for removing the sufferings of millions of people. Immediately you will get peace of mind. There is no other way by which you can get peace of mind." Rockefeller was taken so angry. "How do you dare to talk to me like this?" And he left abruptly as abruptly had come. After 1 week, again he came. Again he called the bell. The butler opened the door. He went inside. Swamiji was not in his drawing room. So he went to his study room without being announced. But Swamiji was fully engrossed. Again he knocked at the table. Then Swamiji looked up. And then Rockefeller put a piece of paper in which he had made an announcement of a huge donation for a public cause. When Swamiji read it, Rockefeller said, "Now you must thank me. I have followed your advice." Swamiji said, "Well, it is for you to thank me. Because by following my advice, you will get peace of mind. It cannot be purchased by millions of dollars in the market. And then, as you know, Rockefeller went on to start Rockefeller Foundation, of which so many research have been done. David Borlaug made a wheat, drought-resistant wheat, and billions of people have been saved from the starvation because of that research by David Borlaug on the drought-resistant wheat. But how could he do it? Because the Rockefeller Foundation gave that money. And Rockefeller Foundation was started by John D. Rockefeller. And for that, Swami Vivekananda gave the idea of trusted management. Now we are having CSR, corporate social responsibility. CSR is going to become more and more important. It's very important if you want to survive, because you cannot survive. The other people are starving, you cannot have peace of mind. You may have money, but you will not have sleep of mind. If the people there on the footpath are not having sleep, whom you have exploited, you cannot have sleep of mind. So you will have to go for CSR. You will have to go for trusted management. This is what is coming up in the very, already it has come up, and now it will come in a big way. And Richard Barnett says, liberating the corporate self. This is why he says, liberating corporate self. And the Newsweek magazine has said, we will have to go for karma capitalism, not capitalism. Only capitalism will not be enough. We have to go for karma capitalism. Karma capitalism is based on the message of Bhagavad Gita, Yoga Karma Kaushalam. And so, this consumerism that is coming in, that is now come because of which we are having, we have lost peace of mind, will have to be removed by the second thing, by development of SQ. And how this development of SQ will take place? It will take place only by harmonizing 4 yogas, practicing 4 yogas daily life. So at the end, I will tell you a very important message of Swami Vivekananda, which will give you the clue as to how we can develop SQ. Swami Vivekananda says in his book on Raj Yoga, each soul is potentially divine. Each soul is potentially divine. The goal of human life is to manifest this divinity within by controlling nature, external and internal. Do this either by work or worship or psychic control or philosophy, by one or more or all of these, and be free. This is the whole of religion. Doctrines, dogmas, rituals, temples, churches, mosques are but secondary details. So, this practicing of 4 yoga, Raj Yoga, meditation, Bhakti Yoga, prayer, Jnana Yoga, inspirational reading, and 4th is Karma Yoga, converting work into worship. If we practice these 4 yogas in our daily life, then only we will be able to get concentration of mind, we will be able to develop SQ also, we will be able to get success in everyday life. Not only that, more importantly, we will be able to get happiness and peace, which are a must. So Bhutan has shown the way. So far we are trying to compare. GDP was the most important part, but no, now G and H has become very important. What is that? Gross national happiness. And you may be very much surprised. The Ministry of UAE, the UAE has started Ministry of Happiness. The Sweden government has started Ministry of Happiness. Madhya Pradesh government has started Ministry of Happiness. They have given it the name Anandam. And now it is not GDP, but G and H. And of course, in UK, they have got another Ministry of Loneliness. They are feeling so lonely. So now new types of problems are coming up because of the lack of management of mind. So the fifth M, management of mind, is becoming very important. Last, innovation. Innovation is the key for the management leadership in 2050. And innovation will come by intuitive faculty. And And intuitive faculty will come when you have got the virus called meditation. Meditation virus is important for getting intuitive faculty. Intuitive faculty will give you innovation, innovation research, which Swami Vivekananda said so many years back. He told Jamsetji Tata to start Indian Institute of Science, and he wanted the help of Swami Vivekananda in making a campaign for that. If you know the letter that Jamsetji Tata wrote on 23rd November 1898, he told Swamiji, he wrote to Swami Vivekananda, I know not of a person who can be a general of this campaign than Vivekananda. So this research, innovation is also going to be very important in the future to come in 2050. So I am very happy to have talked to you. I am thankful to the Department of Business Administration, Assam University, for giving me this opportunity of delivering the first speech in this series of session 1 on Silver Jubilee Lecture Series. I am thankful to you. I am thankful to all the students, all the faculty members for giving a passionate hearing to my talk. Thank you very much.